8 on the list is the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. I'm talking about Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret Hart was a second-generation superstar. His father, Stu Hart, trained wrestlers in the dungeon, and Bret Hart was one of those wrestlers trained. And Bret Hart came to the WWE in 1984, and he set a new standard because he did not fit the mold of what a WWE superstar should be. He was not this bodybuilder. He was not this larger-than-life giant. He was just Bret Hart, this smaller guy who just happened to be a damn good technical wrestler. And he would go on to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, technical wrestler of all time in WWE. He was just so damn good. He was very believable, and he made wrestling very realistic. People would watch Hulk Hogan and The Ultimate Warrior, and they would say, okay, yeah, this stuff is fake. But then they'd watch Bret Hart, and they'd be like, you know what, there's no way this guy's faking this. This has to be real. That's how good and convincing Bret Hart was in the ring. And all the hard work finally paid off for him. It took him about 7 years, but finally he started to get noticed. Him and Jim Neidhart had a tremendous tag team, the Hart Foundation, had some great matches with teams like Demolition. And then finally, in 1991, Bret Hart got his opportunity to be a singles star, and he took the ball and he ran with it. He had the match with Mr. Perfect at SummerSlam 91. Excellent, excellent match. One of the best in WWE history. And I think that match, more than any other match, really made him a big deal in the eyes of the management. They knew he was something special. And the way the crowd reacted to him, Bret Hart was well on his way. And the next year at SummerSlam 92, that match with Davey Boy Smith, another all-time classic match in WWE. And even though he lost, Bret Hart came off a bigger star when the match was over than he was before it. And a few months later, he finally realized his dream. He became WWE champion. And he just had one great match after another. Bret Hart was one of the best in the ring. He wasn't the biggest draw. He wasn't the best talker. But in the ring, virtually nobody could match him. And he was just such a huge influence for people. I mean, you look at people like Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. They had to be inspired by Bret Hart because they saw how if Bret Hart could make it, so could they. That's the attitude that a lot of the younger guys saw, like Chris Jericho and Eddie Guerrero. They saw Bret Hart rise to the top. They knew they could do it too. Bret Hart, major influence and one of the greatest of all time.